Hello, good day. This is Si Wing Yi. I'd like to go over a special video recording at this time. And in case you have not wondered, for the past 3 weeks, I've been overseas on a vacation to visit my in-laws relatives in Seoul, South Korea. And and today's topic will be U.S. real estate is dirt cheap. Yes, dirt cheap. Compared to what? Compared to all the overseas countries in the world. We're talking, look, I have been to more than 50 countries in my lifetime, and I have experienced a lot, including my curiosity as to the housing prices in other countries of the world compared to the US. And my current observation and takeaway from my 3 weeks vacation, which I just came back yesterday, October 17th. And here's my observation. Uh, yes, US real estate is really, really cheap. And let me tell you a typical uh, house in other part of the country, as in Seoul, South Korea. Uh, and I spoke with our in-laws and throughout my trip, throughout my vacation there, and I stayed at the houses. Do you know, like uh, countries in the Asian tiger countries, for example, South Korea and Japan and China and Taiwan and Singapore and Hong Kong and these countries, and including the South Pacific area, Australia, New Zealand, and of course all developed countries in Europe as well, and Canada and parts of South America and what have you. And the home prices compare the apple to apple comparison versus the your realistic prices. It's just there's really no comparison, because for example, let me share with you the in Seoul, South Korea, where a city metropolis with a population around 30 million, at least. I'm just guessing is equal to Seoul, the city of Seoul in South Korea, equal to the population of the entire state of California, where I live in the San Francisco Bay Area for the past 30 something years. And most people in Seoul, South Korea, they live in apartments, like we're talking 2 bedroom, 1 bath apartments, and they don't even have a full bath or shower because everything is wet. I mean, you take a shower and everything else, the water just flows on the floor, which is fine. They try to save space. And a typical apartment in Seoul, South Korea, is around 500, 600 square foot for the most part. And and if you compare to the U.S. prices, is basically around the apartments per square footage is probably around $1,000 per square foot. All right, $1,000 per square foot. We're talking if an apartment is a 1,000 square foot, which is will be a $1 million, right? So, yep, it's very expensive there. And most people, when they buy properties in Asian countries, they have to buy with cash. If not cash, some are qualified for get loans and financing, maybe around 50% down payment. And by the way, they have never heard, not just all the overseas countries outside the US, when I tell them over the years that US, you can finance and you can leverage purchasing of homes, they are totally shocked. They have no clue this exists. They have no idea that US citizens have this favorable 30-year fixed rate mortgage, which is a hedge against inflation, as well as hedge against cost of living and recession. Even at 6 to 7% interest rate. I mean, when I tell this to people outside the U.S., they are very, very shocked and surprised this type of loans are possible, because in overseas they have never heard of 30-year fixed rate mortgage. Some of the loans that they obtain from other part of the world is not 30-year fixed rate. It's like it's a short term or like few years loan that we do the loan every few years. So, which is mind-boggling. And I also tell them that the median price of a U.S. home is around in the low 400,000s, US dollars, they are also shocked because the home prices in many areas of the developed Asian tiger countries, if you will, are very, very expensive. And again, in Europe as well, Europe similarly, extremely expensive. And so, and when I talk about like I said, primary home buyer, owner occupier can get rate of around 7% or slightly thereof. Right now, they think it's a bargain. Those people outside the U.S. they think this is an amazing way to leverage and to buy homes using such a favorable terms on a loan for primary homeowners. Then when I also tell my relative overseas, in this case in South Korea, a few days ago, I tell them that I help investors buy cash flow turnkey properties in good areas of the U.S. for anywhere from 70,000 for single family home to as high as $300,000 single family homes, and you can put 25% down payment, even at a current 8% investor loan rate, 30-year fixed rate mortgage at 8% for 25% down payment. Investor can still cash flow. I mean, my in-laws they are just shocked and amazed that this possibility exists where Americans have the ability to achieve American dream just by using this great numbers and terms. So they wish sometimes, hey, see what they say, if I live in the U.S. with the money that I have that I make right now in my country, I could buy multiple homes, especially using the power of a 30-year fixed rate mortgage. So at the end of the day, let me share you my screen here. And at the end of the day, I'm telling you, it's just the American dream is still very, very possible compared to other part of the world where housing are so expensive. I mean, most people they don't. In other part of the world, they have to buy with cash and they have to save a lot of money. I know they're very good frugal savers. People live very frugally. The average you couldn't tell the average citizen in those countries. For example, in South Korea, which I visited, they are very frugal. They don't overspend. They save for down payment, and only a small percentage are able to get a loan. 50% down payment on a loan. So they see the American real estate as a bargain compared to what they have to experience with their own countries. So yep. So at the end of the day, yes, U.S. Houses are dirt cheap, and if you compare the other part of the world, Monaco, Hong Kong, London, Singapore, Geneva, Shanghai, and Paris, and London. Did I say London? Madrid, Mumbai, even India. Housing prices are extremely expensive. As you can see, the price for $1 million, you get this kind of square footage. Is it amazing? Isn't it amazing? And also, how much real estate could you buy with $1 million US dollars? Square footage wise, in Hong Kong, 229 square foot. In Paris, 455 square foot. In Tokyo, around $592 square foot for US $1 million. Melbourne, Australia, 900 square foot. I think it's hard to read. Well, you get the idea. So, and again, so for those Americans out there right now, primary home buyers that can afford whatever 7% 30-year fixed rate mortgage with a $400,000 median price of a single family home, somewhere in the U.S. This is a great opportunity to achieve your American dream. And for investors, if you can buy, very affordable homes in the good markets, which what I do with my network at $70,000 to a $300,000 affordable markets in the South and Southeast and the Midwest, even at an 8% investor mortgage interest rate, you can still cash flow with 25% down payment. I'll take that any day of the week and twice on Sundays. Okay. All right. I had to do that. I had to throw that in. Okay. At the end of the day, here's my takeaway once again before I leave you. The recap is the takeaway is America's houses are still dirt cheap compared to other developed countries of the world, with the typical price of a small 1 to 2 bedroom house apartments in many areas of Asia and for the most part in Europe as well. A small little shack apartment costs at least $1 million in other part of the world. And US, you have so much opportunities. So be positive out there, my fellow American citizens, and pull the trigger financially if you are ready to buy a primary home, given you have a good financial profile. There's never a wrong time to buy. As long as you stay in your house long term, you will overcome this correction that we're going through in the US housing market. And for investors out there, all you have to do is have your 20 to 25% down payment and then get a great mortgage, even at 8% interest rate. Yes, cash flow is not going to be as high as before, but you're buying for the long term, and the interest rate, hopefully, in the next few years will come down. You can refinance for investors, but meanwhile, you can enjoy the benefit of investment property ownership, not only cash flow, but appreciation, tax benefits, debt pay down, and principal reductions and tax, all those kind of things. All right, so that's all I have to say. And we will resume our weekly housing market updates through my videos. And thank you for attending. And please, if you see value from this video, please smash the like button and subscribe to my YouTube channel so you can receive weekly housing, great real-time, thought-provoking housing updates in many areas of real estate and also real estate investing. And finally, if you want to be a part of my real estate investment community for real estate investors, mom and pop types out there, please go ahead and log into my website below, my newsletter, and you can become a free member of our real estate investing member community. And of course, please drop a comment below about what you think about this video, and I'll be more than happy to respond to it. Thank you so much, and I'll see you on our weekly housing video updates. This is Siwin Yi. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.